Okay, all right, here we got is this spider jump. Okay, so when the spider jump comes to you, you're gonna have two crates most of the time. One of the crates is gonna have the platform, which is this one right here, with all the motors on them. For demonstration purpose, we only put one motor here, but you should have 4 motors. Okay, and the platform right here. And you're gonna also have the L-shaped jacks. This is called the L-shaped jacks, the outriggers. You're gonna have 4 of them. Okay. All right, and also you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 poles, and they're gonna get connected together. Alrighty, so now we're gonna show you how to assemble the L-shaped jack into the platform. Go ahead. So what you do is just put in the hole, go all the way in.
Wait. Go a little bit more.
Okay, now
Wait, show them right here.
yeah, so what you're gonna do is go ahead and take it out, and then when it comes into the hole, it's gonna have a snap in. The springs are gonna spring in and hold it in place. Okay. All right. Once the spring in place, what you're gonna do is use the tool that comes with the system, the ratchet set, to tighten up the bolt. Please remember, do not over tighten them, just do enough. Okay, like I say, there are holes here, there's another hole right there. The last hole is the standard setup procedure that need to step in. Okay, the last hole will be the standard setup positions. Once you put the system, the L-shaped jack, into the sleeve over there, we're gonna put the jacks on the ground. Usually put it right at the 4th hole. Yeah, that's fine because they have the wheels, so the 4th hole is good. And then start jacking it up to create that stability. It all depends on your position of your spider jump. If it's in the mall, you might want to lower it down all the way to the ground, and you probably use the first hole. Okay, it just all depends on the ground positions that you're in. So you might need to go up as high as 4 or as low as just the number 1 hole. Okay, and you repeat the same thing over here. You repeat the same thing over here on the other side. Let me show you again. What you do is make sure the spring locks in, and then you're gonna use the tool, the ratchet set, the ratcheting tool that's come with the system to tighten up the bolt. That's how you do it. Again, like I said before, do not over tighten them. Tight but not over tighten. The reason why is because if you tighten them too hard, it will break the well over here. You want to be tight, you want to be snug, but do not over tighten them. Okay, so now all 4 jack is in, so that's how it looks like. And now what we're going to do is we're going to connect the pole. So you have a pole with a sleeve, and they are numbered. Okay, show me the number. Okay, so you have a number 1 or number, so number 1 goes with number 1, or number 2 goes in number 2, number 3 goes with number 3, number 4 goes with number 4. So now you put it together really quick, and then you put a pin and secure the pole. Okay, once you do that, okay, you want to put the one with the dolphin ends. We call them dolphin ends. Okay, dolphin nose. Okay, this is what they call the dolphin nose. Put the dolphin nose ends to the swiveling blocks right here. Okay, and then secure with a pin. Alright, and try to put your pole as close to the L-shaped jack as possible. And I'll explain to you reasons why. Alright, now we're going to do the same thing over here. Now there's another way of setting up the dolphin nose, okay? What I want you to do is go ahead and put the dolphin nose in first. Okay? Now if you do that, that means sometimes even one person can set it up. So put the dolphin nose in right now. Okay, and then put this is the part with the sleeve, and now you put this one right here into the sleeve. You can pick it up a little more.
You can lower the back.
Watch your hand. Yeah, definitely watch out for your hand. Sometimes it's kind of tight. You have to put a little dab of grease, you know. Just a little dab of grease in between in the sleeve, and it will make the movement a little bit better. So now you put the pins on, and then put it as close to the L-shaped jacks. So now you are set up where you have the pole, okay, and then next thing you do is put the winch on. The winch pole is real simple. Just put it like this. Okay. The sun is coming this way, okay. And the pole is offset just a little bit. Okay, now we're gonna show you what you need to do to put the gears and the harnesses and the bungee onto the pole. Okay, first of all, you're gonna have the ropes with the gears. Okay, you see that? The rope with all the gears. Okay, you should have 4 of them. The ropes with the gear, you should have 4 of them, and the cables. It's called the stabilizing cable. Okay. You should have 8 of them. You should have 8 of them, okay? That's the one end is the pulley with the snap links. And the other end you have snap links with turnbuckles, okay? Alright. So, first of all, what you want to do is you want to set up the rope on top, okay? You have 2 places for the eye hook. Obviously, the one all the way to the top, the eye hook, and in the middle. Well, actually 6 feet below the pole, the top of the pole, you have another set of eye hooks. The rope has to go to the top of the eye hook. Okay? Now, which part needs to go to the eye hook? This part. Okay? We call it D-link. Go ahead and do it. The part where you have the D-link. Okay, this is called the D-link. Okay? Alright, go and put it on the top of the pole. Okay, and screw it in really good, and then I would use a tool like a plier to tighten up the D-link. Okay, don't just hand tight it, but just use a tool like a plier to hand tight the D-link. And then you have the jaw to jaw swiveling set, and then you have the pulley. So make sure this is tight and this is tight, okay? Make sure this is too tight, okay? So that's how you do it on the top of the pole. The next thing, you want the other end should be a carabiner, and then we're gonna connect the bungee to the carabiner. So let's do the other side of the pole. You're gonna leave the rope like this, and now we're gonna do the other side of the pole, which is the D-link again. The D-link. And make sure you gotta use the plier to tighten up the D-link. And then the other end needs to be the carabiner, and that's what we're gonna hook the bungee to. So this is how it looks like on one side of the pole, on the top of the pole. This is the rope. It goes all the way, and put the other pulley and the pear-shaped D-link right in the middle, and it goes all the way to the other end, which is the D-link we put on the other top poles. So basically you do the same thing for the other 3 stations. So we call it one station right here, okay, with the pole right here, our D-link connect there, with the pole right there, the D-link connect right there. So we call this one station right here. So what you do is you repeat the other station right there, the other station right across from you, and the other station to your right hand side. Now let's just put a rope in the middle of the rope, and we call this a pear-shaped D-link, a pear shape. That's where you put your rope into that pear-shaped D-link. Now the reason why we do that is because when you raise the pole, you want to be able to pull the middle part down to where the motor is. And now we're going to connect the harness and the bungee to the pole. So you have one side of the bungee right here and one side of the bungee with the harnesses. So you take out one side of the bungee and put them on the carabiner. Okay, show them how you turn the carabiner. You basically press the green button and then twist it and then push it down, okay? And then when you let go, it snaps back into place, okay? So you have bungees right now on one side of the rope. The reason we do that is because when the pole goes up, the weight of the bungee will pull the rope down. The other side, you connect the carabiners to the bungee, and at the end of the bungee you have another carabiner. Okay, so a carabiner on one end of the harness, and then you have carabiner on the other end of the bungee. Okay, we call it latex loops or bungee, and that's how you connect them all the way to the top of the pole. And that's how the rope looks like, okay? That's how the rope looks like. Okay, next thing we do is we're gonna connect the stabilizing cable. So like I said before, we have 8 cables. So this is the top of the cable, a snap link with the pulley. What you do is go ahead and put it on the second set of eyelets in the middle of the pole. Well, actually 6 feet from the top of the pole. Okay, And do the same thing over here if you don't mind, so they can understand that. So what we're going to do is put another snap links with the pulley as well for the other side. Okay. So now we have both sides hooked up.
Hey, show 'em outside, inside.
Okay. And okay, let's just show this one station right now. Okay. So when you set up, when you connect the top, the snap links to the top of the to the eyelets, and let's look towards the end. Okay. One side you're gonna have the turnbuckles, and the other side you're gonna have the snap links.
Make sure
Okay.
turnbuckle's always on the outside.
Yep. So make sure the turnbuckle is on the outside, and the one with the snap link is on the inside. Show them again, please.
Show 'em what? This.
The snap, the one with the turnbuckles need to be on the outside, and the one with the snap links need to be on the inside. So the same way over here. The turnbuckle needs to be on the outside, and the one without a turnbuckle, just a snap link, is on the inside. And I'm gonna explain to you why. Because the one that goes inside has to be go into a certain snap links, a certain eye hook. It just make it easier. Okay. So now we have the bungee connected to the top of the rope, all the way across. We put a regular rope, just any type of rope, to pull down the middle part later on when the pole is raised. And then on the other end you have the D-link connects to the eyelet on the top of the pole. You have the bungee, and then you have the harness. And now you have the stabilizing cables, one on this side and one on the other side, and all of them already set up, right? Okay, so now we put the winch pole in the middle. We want to be offset just a little bit. Okay, and now you connect the winch pole with the snap links onto the eye hook. Tighten up a little bit more.
Sorry.
Huh?
Where's the thing?
Hmm?
Just a little wrench.
Yeah. So you should see on all of 4 poles, you should have small little eyelet right here. This is where you connect the winch pole to the eye hook, and that's how you pick up the poles. Okay. Now there are some, there are people who doesn't care about the winch pole, which is fine because the pole is pretty light, and we're gonna show you on one side we're gonna use the winch pole, and on the other side we're gonna use manual labor, and we're gonna show you how you put the pole onto the top of the U-shaped cup, just physical manual. But now we're gonna try to use the winch pole. Okay, all right, go and do it. So you start ratcheting it up, and then what you want to do is you have one person on the other side kind of guide it. Okay, and obviously when you do that, you want to make sure there's a bolt. You see the bolt right here? Has to be in. Okay, the reason why is because this bolt right here, it will prevent the swiveling blocks from swivel all the way and hit the other side of the L-shaped jacks, or basically hitting anybody. Alright? Okay? So now you just lower it down to... Alright, you just lower it down. And now what you do is make sure it's tight and then go up there and secure the L-shaped jack, okay? Basically you can use a ladder or you can use your height to put the pole into the L-shaped jack, okay? So basically what you do is just put the pin through it. It's very simple. Put a pin through it and you're good to go. So, and what you do is just disconnect the winch cable from the winch, and what you do is you swivel the winch to another side to pick up another pole. You swivel again to the other side and pick up the pole. You swivel again, but again, it has to be offset, okay? You see the winch pole is offset so that when the pole picks up, it will not put a kink into the cable, okay? The winch pole always has to be offset a little bit so we can pick up the pole. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna manually pick up the pole. Okay, I'm gonna come over here so you guys have a better idea. So what you do is have a ladder, which is safer. Get a pin ready, and now we're gonna pick it up from here. Go ahead. It's very simple, it's very light. No big deal at all. Right? Okay, yeah, no big deal. And then you just put it in. Now if you have back problem or then don't do it. Okay? Now everything is on it, just like the other two sides, okay? So next thing you want to do is tightening up the cables, stabilize it, and then hook up the bungees to the harness and you're ready to be in business, okay? So, like I say, the one with the turnbuckle needs to go outside. The one on the inside is just snap links. So what you do is the first one, you go to the snap links. The snap links from one end needs to go to the furthest eyelet to the right. You see that? And the one with the turnbuckle go to the furthest connection, which is the rectangular connections right here, all the way the furthest one. So what it does is going to create an X. Okay, so you see that from this side the stabilizing cable comes down, go to the furthest. So 1, 2. Okay, you want to go to the furthest connection point. Same thing on this side. You want to use the cable to go to the furthest connection point. Okay. All right, now let's just go ahead and connect this side so they can see the connection where it